Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan is visiting Germany today to watch Turkey's quarterfinal match against the Netherlands in the European Football Championships. Erdogan's visit comes after Turkish player Merih Demiral made a hand gesture associated with the Turkish far-right group the Grey Wolves during a match against Austria. The European Football Association UEFA imposed a two-match ban on Demiral, including Saturday's game. Berlin police stopped Turkish fans parading to the stadium ahead of the game for making the gesture en masse. The match has been overshadowed by a diplomatic row between Berlin and Ankara regarding this gesture. DW's Danya Barsalona is at one of the fan zones in Berlin. Danya, tonight Turkey take on the Netherlands, but leading up to this match, much of the focus has been on non-football issues, right?
Yeah, definitely. The match has been a little bit overshadowed by what has been going on off the pitch. So the last game against Austria, Turkish player Merih Demiral, in goal celebration, he made a wolf gesture with his hands. Now, that's often been associated with the far right. So UEFA, they opened up an investigation into this gesture, and they ended up suspending him for 2 games. Now, that sparked a little bit of political outcry between Turkey and Germany. Turkish officials saying that they feel that they've been treated unfairly. Of course, it gets a little bit trickier here because I've talked to a lot of the fans. I'm actually in front of the stadium right now, and they told me that this is a gesture that Turkish people have been using for thousands of years as a normal greeting, and they feel that the right has kind of hijacked this symbol from them. So there's been a lot of calls to use the gesture today in the stadium. We don't know for what reasons it is, but there's a lot of tension heading into this match.
Now we've seen the gesture being displayed there behind you as we were talking. You're outside Berlin's Olympic Stadium there. Tell us what the atmosphere is like.
Yeah, so this Euros is very much also a home Euros for Turkey as well. We know there's a large Turkish diaspora in Germany, a lot of Turkish people in Berlin, and there's been great support, honestly, for Turkey throughout the tournament. From a fan perspective, the atmosphere has been great. Each game, I've been to a few of Turkey games already, there's really strong fan support, and that really helps the players. Now today, for example, we've seen nothing so violent. They were expecting a little bit of tension. There is a lot of police here, more than other games for sure. Dutch police, Turkish police, and German police. But so far, spirits are good. And a lot of the fans I talked to, they said, you know, they want to support their team and they want to push them in the tournament.
Now, what can we expect from the match itself?
Well, coming into this match, Turkey is definitely the underdog. I mean, Netherlands is a strong side on paper. They haven't really been so spectacular, and then they started to click in their last game against Romania. Of course, both sides are sides that like to attack. The Netherlands, of course, has Cody Gakpo, who is in the running to be one of the top scorers of this tournament. Now, defensively, the Netherlands definitely has a little bit of an edge in this one. Of course, players like Virgil van Dijk. But Turkey does have that fighting spirit. We saw that against Austria. They're not afraid of being the underdog, and hopefully it will be a fantastic match because both of these teams have given us some of the most exciting games we've seen this tournament. So whatever the outcome, it will be a fantastic match either way.
Danya Barsalona there, DW Sports. Enjoy the match and thank you.
Joining me now in the studio is DW Chief Political Editor Michaela Küfner. Michaela, there's been quite a diplomatic spat now between Germany and Turkey. Can you tell us more?
Yeah, it's not often that ambassadors get summoned after a football match, but after this Grey Wolves symbol by the Turkish national player, the German ambassador was summoned in Turkey, which is highly unusual. UEFA imposed a fine, a 2-match ban, and somehow the Turkish side sees that as a bilateral national issue, which kind of also gives us an insight into how Turkey perceives its own state and how legal rules should work, because UEFA is removed from the power of the German government. And now we then saw the ambassador of Turkey summoned here in Germany over that very act, also accusations of racism from the Turkish side. And we are seeing quite an outrage debate in Turkey, but also fueled by political statements by Turkish Turkish President Erdogan himself being outraged, saying, look, what's wrong with this? After all, the German jersey has an eagle on it. The French jersey has a cockerel on it. We have our symbols. There's no big deal here. And clearly, the Turkish political right wing feels that this is political. The Turkish president does. And the Turkish public is outraged. So this is a very toxic match, not just for the stadium tonight, but also for bilateral relations.
So with Erdogan showing up in Germany, could that mean more diplomatic implications?
For sure. What we expect to see tonight is a potentially very tangibly tense atmosphere inside that stadium here in Berlin. We've seen the right-wing fan groups calling on fans here in Germany. There's 3 million people living in Germany with Turkish roots, so many people will be torn in different directions here anyway. They were called upon to show that very symbol. It's not legally banned yet, I dare say, here in Germany. But the Interior Minister of Germany, Nancy Faeser, said it shouldn't be shown inside the stadium. So all eyes will be on Tayyip Erdogan, the Turkish president, whether he himself will use this symbol and appease his own coalition partner, which is tied to the so-called Grey Wolves organization back in Turkey. So whatever happens there off the pitch, potentially also on the pitch, has political implications tonight.
Now, we've not only seen fans from Turkey with overt displays of controversial nationalism, we've seen it from other countries as well. Is this something that's fairly new in sports, or is this something that's been happening for quite some time?
Well, it's not completely new, but it's very notable that in this very climate where you've seen a shift to the right in several European countries, also those French elections taking place where the far right is expected to make significant gains also in the second round, that this is also happening inside the stadium. Also on the other end of the spectrum, we saw a French national player be concerned that he might not be able to wear the French jersey with pride, basically saying that if the far right wins, that really is an issue for him. That's politics on the pitch. And here we're now seeing what could really be a very tense and dangerous situation tonight, because it's also a safety issue. If you have this heated up atmosphere already inside a stadium, of course, everybody wants to win, but this will be an issue of pride, and it will be an issue of political pride for the Turkish president himself, who allegedly is here on a so-called private trip. But there's nothing private about a Turkish president being here in Germany.
Michaela Küfner, thank you so much for joining us.